Jason here. So just wanted to hit record, try and make a quick video. Just some stuff I've been listening to the past week or whatever since my last video. So that band Chainsaw I was talking about last week, I picked up their, I haven't left it here, it's downstairs. I picked up their first single. What's it called? Police and Politicians or something. It's good fun. Okay, so this is what's been playing in the background. If you can hear anything, this is Black Mountain Transmitter, Black Goat of the Woods. This is a project started by a guy from here in Belfast, and soundscapey stuff, horror movie type gear. He actually went on to do some work for that label Exhorder Records, who put out some brilliant, really lovely looking vinyl. I have a few bits and pieces of their stuff myself, so sort of like narrated spoken word stuff with soundtracks and themes. But the records look absolutely beautiful. But anyway, this is a Black Mountain Transmitter, Black Goat of the Woods. Black Mountain Transmitter is a transmission tower that sits on the hills overlooking Belfast here. So good gear. So I pulled out this record Morning from 1982. It's sort of electronic rock stuff. The reason why I picked this out was because Marty at Metal Marty Mac channel was talking about Pungent Stench, and they done a cover of Why Can the Bodies Fly on their Dirty Rhymes and Psychotronic Beats, is that what you call it? The one he was having trouble covering up the breasts of that beast on the front cover of it. So yeah, I pulled this out. Actually, when I bought this, I just bought this because of the cover. Many moons ago. It has that sort of Never Say Die Black Sabbath mixed with Star Wars front cover, so I had to come home with me. And when I was listening to it, and I was going, I recognise that first track on this record, and it took a while for me to click that it was Pungent Stench. But the only Pungent Stench album I was really into when I was younger was Being Caught Buttering, which I've seen the reissues. I've never had it in vinyl, so I wouldn't mind picking it up actually. But so they covered this on that sort of that weird strange EP thing they put out. My friend had it in record at the time, and that's where I recognised the song. But this is good. Like electro doom, really strange record. I think this record was started by a couple of guys who had found some nifty new synthesizers and started to create a project, and they put this together. But there was a time one of my friends, he was over at the house and he pointed out this record. He said, "What's that sound like?" And the only thing I could think of was to tell him was it sounded like a creepy fridge. It's a good album though. Darcy was doing his W.A.S.P ranking recently, which was good fun. Top 2 albums, Headless Children and the debut. You can't really go wrong with them, can you? They were a big band for me, but I want to show this record because you never really see this about anymore. I bought this as soon as it was released. Still not black enough. Came out limited edition. Mine's number 2771 out of 3,000 or something. You never really see it knocking about. So just wanted to show it. I could go on and on and on about this band, but I'll not bore you at this moment. I maybe do a video on W.A.S.P. There's the influence that W.A.S.P and Black Lost had is still very underrated. There's a line that runs from those early Sister and W.A.S.P shows right through the extreme metal scene, and up to modern day black. If you think of some of the bigger black metal bands like Obliveon or anything like that, you know, their stage show is very, very like the early W.A.S.P shows. A bit more up to date, I suppose, maybe, you know. Difference is that W.A.S.P had good songs. No offense to any Obliveon fans, mind you. But yeah, still not black enough. Decent record. Actually, my mum loved the two ballads on this. which is very strange considering, you know, the outrage that was caused to parents back in the 80s, with songs like Animal, Fuck Like the Beast and all that. So yeah, good. Actually there's a good book that came out, the best thing we have so far really, Darren P. Upton's W.A.S.P Thing in the Tail book, that covers Blackie Lawless and W.A.S.P from the early days, before pre-W.A.S.P, and lots of interviews with band members and stuff. If you're really big into W.A.S.P, there's not an awful lot that you wouldn't know, but it's good to hear other people's points of view of what was going on behind the scenes. So I don't know if you can pick this up easy or not. I think it came out in 2011 or something like that. So yeah, as I was saying, the Thrashers have been out and hitting it heavy on the VC recently, so I've been pulling out a lot of stuff. And Dennis over at Analog Archives was showing this record, this Torture record, Terror Kingdom. This was another blind buy for me, and because I love the cover, and this is a fun record. It's completely sloppy Venom, early Slayer, possessed worship, but you know what they lack in technical ability, they make up with complete enthusiasm. Funnily enough, my favourite song on this is the instrumental Whips of the Antichrist. It just has that blackened speed metal looseness and just rips the whole way through the track. So 4 tracks and a big long intro. It has like a horror style intro, which is cool. And weirdly enough, well, this band's from Texas. There's a picture of the bass player here, and he's playing in front of a Nazi swastika flag, and the drummer is playing in front of behind him there's a Union Jack, and they're from Texas. I don't know what was going on in Texas at the time, but that's just weird. So yeah, cracking record. I don't have the LP, but what I've heard of it sounds okay. But songs on this like Power Metal, Terror Kingdom, it's good. I really like the instrumental Whips of the Antichrist. This is another one he was showing, School of Vance, but I can't really talk about this. I pulled it out and haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. But I wasn't impressed with this when I first heard it many moons ago, and it was one of those albums that I listened to once and then I could put it into my collection, and I haven't heard it since. So I'm looking forward to maybe give us a rattle tonight, see what it's like. Another one I pulled out was this Obliveon, From This Day Forward. So when this came out, I think this is 1990. My friend used to have this in his collection when we were kids, and I don't even think he listened to it or we listened to it. We never talked about the music. We always talked about the front cover, and it reminds me of the Flintstones. It has that prehistoric, weird drawn with the writing in stone. It just reminded me of the Flintstones. We used to always look at the cover and go, what the fuck were they thinking? But this has the textures of those sort of tacked thrash death stuff that, but it doesn't really take off. A lot of this keeps going back into a sort of not sort of mid-paced thrashiness, but it has like those weird chords and choice of notes that give it that flavour, but it doesn't really take off like some of the other records I'm going to show here. But it's an interesting listen. The song on this Droidamized is absolutely brilliant. It's a cracking track. Next up, Sadist Swallowed in Black, a record I hadn't listened to in a very long time. I wasn't the biggest fan of Sadist when this came out. Always liked a few of their tracks, and they were always on compilations and stuff, but listening back to this album, this is just a nasty, relentless barrage of twisting riffs, and the singer has that amazing sort of bad-tempered screech that just pierces your eardrums. But yeah, it doesn't stop. It's relentless, just nasty. Songs like, well, Manifestation, Last of Bay is brilliant. It just rips. The Wake, In Your Face, Good Riddance. Powers of Hate, Arise. Really, really good album. I used to think this had a clanky production when I was younger. Sort of clunky, I don't know, but listen back to it, man, it's just, it rips. It sort of hits a spot for me. I'm finding a lot of stuff between the borders between death and thrash, the really ferocious stuff, is really hitting the spot for me nowadays. As I say, because of people in the VC, I've started checking out more of that stuff. I really want to explore those borders between thrash and death a lot more. I have some of that stuff, and I was into some of it when I was younger, but I didn't explore it in any great degree, so I want to get stuck into it. Atheist, Unquestionable Presence. So this is another one I bought the week it was released. The first Atheist album I'd ever heard, and I took to this album really easy actually, because the vocals reminded me of Martin Walker from Sabbath. I was a big Sabbath fan. Some of the twists and turns in the music reminds me of Sabbath as well, but there's obviously a lot of pot smoked when they did this record. It's like thrash and death metal, gets really stoned, puts on some flares and starts to groove out. The bass playing just keeps churning underneath and turning over new grooves, as it just makes its way through the album. Absolutely brilliant, like Brains and the opening track, Mother Man. So this is 1991. This, I'd seen their other album about when I was younger, but this was the first one I picked up and first one I heard. I like the first album too. Elements, isn't that what you call the third one? Or am I getting mixed up with someone else? I had no interest in it. They pushed the boat out a bit too far for me. It's a wee bit self-indulgent. My friend used to love it. They used to like bands like that and Cynic and stuff, but to me, a lot of it, there's passages in it where it sounded like somebody just put a load of instruments in a bag, fucked them down the stairs, and hit record. It wasn't my cup of tea. It's too smarty pants. But this is an absolute ripping, cracking album. SDI, Sign of the Wicked. My 5-year-old was looking at this cover the other day, and he was strangely compelled by it. He's like, I was like, it's fake, son. You know, it's not real blood. And all. He's like, I know, Dad. He just looks really stupid. This is a fun record. This has to be one of my favorite records. With it, 1987, this came out. Blows me away, this record. It's definitely one of my favorites from that period. It literally grabs you by the scruff of the neck and screams in your face, wake up, it's time for some crack. Coming Again, Sign of the Wicked, Magamosh, Alcohol, Quick Shot, Always Youth, Long Way From Home, Killer's Confession, brilliant. Fight, brilliant. Every song on it's brilliant. Amazing playing, amazing singing, just great strong song structures. Keeps everything exciting and fun and up in your grill. Really good. There's the boys there. These boys are drinking beer, and this boy spilled chocolate milkshake all over his jeans. Like fucking nightmare. But brilliant record. I don't know if Mike Metal from the Metal Mickey channel is into this band. I don't think I've ever heard him talk about them, but I think if he should check this out. So if you see this, Mike, and you haven't heard this, give it a rattle. It's brilliant. It's just superb playing, superb songs. Just an exciting get off their whole record. Great. Jurgen was talking about Demolition Hammer the other day, and I pulled that one out, and I was listening to it before he put the video, and he was showing the second album more. They showed a lot. I think he was showing another record that had demos or something as well, maybe. And I get mixed up with something else. But there's ever been a band that its name and its cover has suited an album as this. Tortured Existence. So this is a face melter. Totally like brilliantly heavy, ferocious thrash, as a lot of you know obviously, but .44 caliber brain surgery, Crippling Velocity, Infectious Hospital Waste, Hydrophobia is fucking great. Mercenary Aggression, Parasital Epitaph. This came out in 1990. Yeah, brutal, heavy. I loved listening to this. I really like their second album as well, but this is a go-to for me if I want to hear that sound. This and Slaughter in the Vatican that came out by Exhorder that came out the same year. I'm going to show an Exhorder here, a record here as well. But yeah, if ever a name and an album cover suited the music, it's this. Face melting, amazing, just amazing, brilliant record. Thought I'd give The Law a bit of love, so this is another one from I bought as soon as it came out in 1982. I was really looking forward to this because I love Slaughter in the Vatican, and we tended to view Exhorder differently than a lot of the other thrash bands. I don't know whether it was a way that just because they were coming out in Road Racer and we were getting really into the new death metal bands, that new scene, and a lot of thrash bands were putting records out, still had one foot in the old school heavy metal and thrash sound. We didn't view Exhorder like that because they could go toe to toe with, in terms of aggression and heaviness, with the death metal stuff, the new death metal stuff we're listening to. Plus, it was coming out in Road Racer. This is Road Racer, isn't it? It's coming out in Road Racer, and they were on compilations like that. A Death Store comp that I loved when I was younger. Turned me on to a lot of bands. So they were in the middle of all that new stuff, and they just seemed part of that movement. But this, a lot of people give this a bit of stick for moving too far into the groove metal thing, but it was a newer thing at the time, I suppose. I love this record. Soul Search Me, Unforgiven, I Am the Cross, Born Again, Into the Void. Listening back, I loved Into the Void when I was younger, because in 1982 I was really getting into the, really starting to move towards, become interested in doom metal and starting to explore Black Sabbath's catalogue. So I liked the cover at the time. Listening to it now, it takes a wee bit of the wind out of the sails. But then when you turn the record over, it's got The Truth, The Law, Incontinence, Cadence of the Dirge. Superb record. Flawed production, yes. I didn't really notice it when I was younger. It was not something that I really thought about a lot. You know, I knew it was a weird sound, but the guitars aren't up in your face as much as they need to be, and it has that snare drum that killed plenty of drunken teenage brain cells, but it's still brilliant. Sort of Nietzschean Superman type lyrics and the usual anti-religious and political brainwashing stuff. What else can I say about this one? I really love this album. Always lives in the shadow of its predecessor, but to me is absolutely fucking fantastic. Here's a new one picked up, Dark Meditation. So there seems to be a thing with goth metal again. I see popping up quite a bit. People were talking about that band Onto Others, which I checked out from people showing their records on here and stuff, but I pre-ordered this from Bandcamp from the band for hearing one track. It's sort of like, there's a thing around these days where there's like a mixture of traditional metal vibe with death rock and goth. These boys do it pretty good. Songs like Haunt of Fear, Strange Caress of the Night, Master's Coil, Howling Wild, Polluted Temple's last song's good. Nocturnal Forever, I think that's the one that has like cheesy backwards reverb drums or something. It's a wee bit cringy, but not a bad record. Not a bad record at all. Something about the singer reminded me of the singer from Tiamat, and this is another record I picked up when I was a kid. As soon as it came out. When did this come out? This is another 1992 one on Century Media. I loved this record when I was younger. I was really looking forward to this because I liked The Astral Sleep. My friend had lent me The Astral Sleep on tape, and I liked it. But again, 1992, I'm starting to get more into the doom metal stuff, and this has that all over it. And weirdly enough, people might laugh at me here, some of the songwriting on this and the simplicity of it reminds me of Twisted Sister. Yeah, it does. You probably won't agree with me, but there's bits of it I can hear in this. Um, but yeah, brilliant doomy riffs and keyboards and in a dream, clouds, smell of incense, caress of stars, a sleeping beauty, forever burning flames, a scapegoat undressed. Uh, I don't think it's aged brilliantly, but I still enjoyed it when I stuck it on the other night. So, what time are we at? Oh, Jesus, right, okay. Cadaver in Pains, another one I bought as soon as it came out. When this came out, 92. Um, this is weird. This band always seems strange to me, like a bit of a mystery, because this never came with an inner, and there's nothing on it apart from the track listing on the back. And but I always came to this just for the riffs and the mood. I love the guitar sound in this. It's heavy and it's warm, but it still has enough bite to make it a good heavy metal sound, you know. Um, Stuff like Into the Outside, they've got, it's just a strange, like strange writing, music style. Into the Outside is great. In Distortion, I think that's the track that has the like, is it the cello or the double bass sound going on in it? But yeah, amazing record. Something I hadn't listened to in a very, very, very long time, and I still enjoy it. The vocals are alright for me. He's a good vocalist. It's just that I come here for the mood and the riffs and the just a great playing on this. Italian band Schizo, Mainframe Collapse. I had a friend who actually went on to play live with these boys. But this is a I was doing it was a guy I was doing some artwork for at one point, and he was a big fan of these, and they ended up playing in their live shows. This is brilliant. Some of this reminds me of like a it almost has like a crusty punk feel in some parts. There's two different types of vocals on it. One's got more of a hardcore punk yell, and the other one's got a more of a nasty metal voice. But superb. Violence at the Morgue. When this came out, 1988 maybe. And it's got one of the most beautiful album covers ever, hasn't it? So yeah, there's a song in this called Epileptic Void. Absolutely fantastic. But brilliant record. I'm going to leave it there. There's too much stuff here. But yeah, I'm going to go and chill out because my head's racked from listening to so much thrash and stuff. So I'm going to go and listen to some middle of the road soul by Millie Jackson. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you made it at the end of the video, you're a legend. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon.